Okay, look, I'm here for the girl, right? Now I have the extra responsibility of changing diapers, waking up in the middle of the night, feeding the baby. I mean, I'm not ready for that, dog.
Do you love this woman?
I think we're being selfish here. You have to look at it from the point of the relationship you have with the child. What happens with the child when it doesn't work out?
But gents, at the end of the day, it's a relationship between two people.
Okay, wait. Okay, viewers, would you date a woman or a man with a child? That's what we're talking about here today.
Yeah.
Okay, man. As I was saying previously, it comes down to love. When you are in love, you're willing to accept the responsibility. When you're in love, you're willing to sacrifice. When you're in love, you're willing to compromise. You're willing to do anything to make sure that she's happy. Whether it's a long run thing, if it doesn't work out, I mean, it's life. Nothing ever lasts.
But you can fall
yeah.
in love with a woman that doesn't have a child. I mean, why not?
Why can't you fall in love with a woman that has a child?
Thank you.
What's stopping you from that?
It's all that extra responsibility, like I was saying.
A woman without a
dog.
child does have responsibility.
It's not
as
the
well.
same. It's enough dealing with with a woman that doesn't have a child.
Yeah.
But then now, like my mom has a newborn at
Yeah,
home.
definitely.
Yo, nigga. Like yo, mama. But yo, dog, it's a lot of work. Dog. She can't even do her work properly. Like she can't even finish the assignments that she has to do, deal with work at the same time because she has a baby.
Yeah, man. In terms of the falling in love thing, I don't want to go off topic and stuff, but I think that you can't really choose who you fall in love with. It's not like going to the store and
Thank you.
do I want the skim
Thank
milk or the full cream? But for me, when a child is involved, it's not about you anymore. It's not about, oh man, I love this girl.
Yeah.
It's about the child, dude. It's about the child, and
The
you have
child
to think
comes first.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to think, here is a person that I'm dealing with, and basically I'm going to influence their emotions. I'm gonna form an emotional connection with them. That whole thing, and you have to think, we're young guys. When you date a girl now, what are the chances you'll be with her for the next 10 years, 15 years, for life, bro? What are the chances? You have to think about it. And for me, I think I'd stop myself from dating a woman with a baby because of it. Because I know
always have a
5
choice.
years down the line, I'll probably 2 years down, 1 year down the line, I'll see something else. You know, exactly, bro. Because I'm not at that point yet where I can think,
long term.
Not just long term, like above. I don't know the correct word, but above myself. Like
Above
I can't
yourself,
put like another person before
Yeah,
myself. It's all about
yeah.
me right now.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you would
Right.
stop yourself from falling in love with this woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Gents, can I
Yes.
remind you
Wow.
of something here? Not every woman is looking for someone to father their baby. Right? So
Okay,
I kind
okay,
of
I
feel
hear
like
you.
you're looking at it in that sense. Of course, you have to take some sort of responsibility towards the kid, but your main purpose for that, let me say for that moment, let's call it a moment in time.
Yeah.
You basically there to build a connection with the mother first.
A moment that's lasts for years.
That
But I no carry on.
at the beginning, you're there to form a connection with the woman,
Yeah.
with the mother of the child. It'll probably even take a while for her to tell you about the child. Consider that. Nah. And at that point where she does actually tell you about the child, then that's where
Decision.
Yeah, and then what you
Yeah.
leave?
No, I'm not saying it's up to you as a person as well.
What would you do?
remember that? I'd stay. Depending on how much I'm feeding this woman, I'd probably stay.
Okay, fine. She maybe some women don't want you to father their baby, but it's sort of like that thing that it's just there. You can't avoid it. You can't say I'm not gonna help you.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you don't want me to father
That's
your
what I'm
baby.
saying. You will take some sort of responsibility, but it also depends on
Yeah,
whether
a
or
lot
not.
of responsibility.
It also depends on whether or not the father of the child is there or not, is involved. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also feel like even if, as you said earlier on, dog, even if you and the mom break up, it doesn't mean you should leave. You should break up with the child as well.
Exactly.
You're not breaking up with the child. You're breaking up with the mom.
All right. On that point, right? Me breaking up with the mom, right, means that I'm basically moving on to other things, better things, worse
Yeah.
things. I'm moving on to
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
now I break up with this woman, and I found another girl, another woman.
Yeah. And like you
Do you
guys
think
said,
how many women do you think will be down with the fact that now I have to, entertain this kid that from my past relationship? It's not even my kid, but because I formed an emotional connection with him, I feel like I have the responsibility to entertain the kid. How many women do you think will support you in that? And it's not your kid. It's not even your kid.
It's not entertaining.
And
It's not really. It's just being there for the child, as you said. No, listen.
Being there for the child.
Listen to me.
Is
You
entertaining.
You said at the beginning of the show. You said that. What if you form a connection with the child? Now
That's my biggest problem.
Are you going? Hence, you
Go
do
on.
form a connection.
Yeah.
Are you going to be that selfish to leave the child alone just because you broke up with the mom?
but then Bongani said,
must-
is
wait,
that
wait,
Can I tell you?
Bongani
Can
said,
I tell you something?
Bongani
Can I
said
tell you
you're
guys
there
something?
for the woman. It's between
You are.
you two.
You
So
are.
now
Yes,
when you
yes,
leave,
yes.
where does the child come in? Because what you came for is over now.
Nah,
And you came for, and that's what we're fighting against.
I did say that at some point in time, when she decides to tell you about the child, that's when you basically kind of taking responsibility for the child as well.
Yeah.
And with you, what you said with the connection with the child,
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as you kind of establish a connection with the child is somehow yours. Not directly.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes,
saying
yes.
but
Oh,
but you
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
have that responsibility to
Be there.
be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why as he said, you don't have to break it off with the child.
You don't.
You don't have
And that's the thing. That's where my problem is,
Why is it a
Because
problem?
That's like the recipe for broken families, dude.
Yeah.
That's the recipe for broken families.
You-
Because now you're complicating things. You have this whole family tree
He's
going on.
right.
You
right.
were with this woman
No, but-
before.
but-
this child wasn't yours, but then because you formed an emotional connection, it's yours. Now you're with another woman, and then I'm still.
Sometimes
it's
you
broke-
have to
yeah,
sacrifice
exactly.
like time
And
with
then
the
it-
woman that you're with now to go spend time with another woman's child, your ex's child.
Yeah.
Things like that are possible now. How
That's
is your woman gonna
that's the
feel
problem.
about that?
That's how you're putting the ex's child. You could beat any child. You could.
But in
you
this
could,
case,
you could
it's
be a
the
mentor.
ex's child.
You could be a mentor. It could have been anybody's child.
In this case,
It's
though.
the-
In this
It's-
case,
in
it's the
this
ex's
case,
child,
yeah.
but it's still a child. It's a child you form the connection with. It's the ex's child. Yes, it's your ex's child. For you to see the child, you're gonna have to see the ex. Maybe there will be some
You
complications
see?
there. But what's your focus now? You've broken up with the woman. You're done. You're over her. You're not angry with her. You're not pissed. You're not mean.
Okay,
you don't want to
now-
shoot her. You,
Okay,
you
now
care
how's
about
my
the
current
baby.
girlfriend gonna feel about that? And I start having kids with my current girlfriend now, and I'm still having like a sense
Yeah.
of responsibility to that other one. I mean, she's not gonna feel okay with that.
I
There
feel
will
like-
be some insecurities.
I
or
feel like
jealousy
this
with
is
that.
no different to you fathering a child with a woman that you're not with. Like literally.
Yeah.
Say you have a kid with a woman that you're not with. It's basically the same thing, except this child that
Yeah,
we're talking
and you
about
see-
is not exactly
And you
yours.
see always those children, and then okay, cool, you have a child with a woman, and then you break up with her or something, right? And then you go marry, then you have more children. Doesn't that child always cause problems between you and that woman?
Nah.
Not necessarily.
It
Not
does,
always.
dog.
You're not
you're
always.
generalizing
There's always-
in the wrong
But
way.
yeah, I am. I'm
generalizing in the wrong way.
I'm gonna speak for myself right now. I'm my father's child, right?
Yeah, of course you are.
There's my
Yeah.
stepmom in the picture. Yes, we do have some altercations,
You
but
see, there's always altercations.
there will be altercations with your own child as well. There will be.
Not
No,
those
what do you
kind
mean?
of altercations.
What do you
dog.
mean? What kind of altercations? There will always be altercations between you as a parent and your child. I'm still a child at the end of the day. She as the mother knows how it feels to have a child, right?
Okay,
so she should
okay,
understand
okay.
how it feels being a child.
Okay, look
right?
at it from the perspective of the child now, right? The child was used to you living with them,
Yeah.
being there all the time.
Yeah.
But now, after you break up with the mom, you can't be there all the time.
But
How's
these
the
are
child gonna
situations that
feel?
happen everywhere.
These
I
are-
feel like there's
no.
someone out there who's dealing with the
Yes,
same
And
Yeah,
you guys,
and
and
you-
you know,
can
and you
I-
guys
can
are
I-
making
can
it
I input on
okay.
that?
We are trying to prevent that
Exactly.
situation.
Why
You
why
guys are
why
saying it's
why is
okay.
it bad? Why is it bad?
Because
Why
you're
is it
abandoning,
bad?
you're abandoning the
Why?
child.
You know.
dog. You're abandoning the
Yeah.
child.
How are you?
Ah, man.
Zeus,
What's up?
niggas, you're forgetting one factor here. If you are the father of the child, you have rights. If you were a boyfriend and the breakup is bad,
Yeah.
this woman could say, stay away.
But then the
Then
child.
it's out of your hands right now.
Exactly.
It's,
out of
it's
your
out of your
hands.
hands.
At that
You
point in
try.
time,
It's out of your hands.
exactly.
You
There's
see?
not
right.
much you can do.
You see, so
You're
we
right. We're trying
we
to
are trying to
prevent
prevent
that.
it from getting to that point.
Yeah.
From the beginning, we saying, look, we're looking ahead and saying,
Yeah.
these are all the things that could go wrong, and I'm basically going to be the one causing that, because I made a decision
Made
to
it
go into
knowing,
this
knowing what could happen.
What could happen. So we're saying we're preventing that from the outset.
So every relationship you go to, you're gonna put everything that could go wrong in front before you make the decision.
Yes.
Things like
Check.
You
things
weigh
like
the pros and
these,
cons.
dog. Things like
Then if the
these.
cons outweigh the pros, then obviously I will step away.
Then will
So
you ever-
in a situation whereby you really like deeply fall in love with this woman, you'd be willing to give that up. She's the perfect woman, mind you.
I'll probably
She's the
know
woman you've
that-
always wanted, except that she has a kid.
changes things.
So
man.
are you really gonna give all that up because you couldn't take
and
the
that's something
responsibility
you've
for the
been
kid?
looking for. Not really looking for, but it
At-
caught
Okay, you
at
see,
the point-
at
this
this
age,
point,
it caught
you can't just
all the
think. At
time.
this point, you
At
can't.
this
You
point,
can't just think about yourself now.
Yes.
Like, no matter how much you love that woman, it's not about
not
you.
about you,
anymore.
yeah.
It's not just about you anymore.
True.
It's about the child as well.
True.
Yeah. But so I probably
Yeah.
stay away.
But you don't have to abandon the child. I mean, you don't have to leave.
What
the
if the
child.
mom says don't ever come
Then it's
back
out of
here?
your hands.
You see, you abandon the child at the end of
No,
the day.
you wanted to stay. It
but
was-
you can't.
You can't exactly.
It doesn't
you
change
can't.
the fact that you didn't abandon the child.
You didn't-
The child will feel abandoned.
What does
Exactly.
abandoning? What does abandoning mean?
You just
in this
left
case?
me.
Did you just leave? You didn't just leave. The mother said.
But the
leave.
child won't understand
The
that.
child won't understand, dog.
You can't justify that.
regardless,
You can't sit him
dog.
down
Yeah.
in like a little polite conversation. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, listen.
Yeah.
Your mom, I tried. I tried. But your mom told me to chill.
And then it's
You
gonna
know-
make him
Yeah, exactly. And then he's
It's
gonna,
gonna make him
like,
feel
ah, yeah,
okay.
no, I understand. You know, my mom.
Yeah, you know.
All right,
does
my niggas. So in conclusion, what are we saying?
Okay, cool. In conclusion, I think what me and Nico are saying is that you can't just think about yourself when you're in a relationship with a woman that has a child. It's not just about you anymore. So you kind of have to prevent some certain situations because at this age we're young. We probably won't stay with the woman we meet today for the rest of our lives. That's what we're saying from our side.
But from my side, I personally think that it's still a personal decision at the end of the day. You know, if I do decide to take on that responsibility, then I obviously have to embrace it fully. You know, and yeah, to all the mothers out there, holla at me.
Alright, nigga.
We hope you like the show, guys. Please like, comment, share your views, subscribe. Mother's hollered bongs is dying for y'all. Peace.
Yo.
Nigga's dirty.
You wanna be a stepdad?